Hello everyone, welcome to my Be the Boss Dog Training channel. Today we're going to talk about 5 secrets that dog trainers know that you should know as well. The first secret is that dog training works best when it's built on a foundation of trust and respect. All that this means is that you get dogs to obey you one of 2 different ways. The first way is through trust and respect and connection. The second way is through force. When it comes to these 2 items, the lower that respect is, the more force you're going to have to use. The higher that respect is, the less force that you're going to have to use. All this means is that when dealing with dogs and in dog training, the more respect you have from them, the less forceful you're going to have to be. Let me share an example of what that looks like. People always ask us, why does my dog have to use the crate? Why does my dog have to do place? Why does my dog have to walk right by my side when on a walk? We use these commands to teach the dog that they need to listen to us. We use these commands to keep them safe. We use these commands to let the dogs know that when you obey me, good things happen, which increases their respect and their trust in you. It also increases their trust when we can keep them safe from off-leash dogs, from kids that want to pet them if we don't want our dogs being pet, from scary barking dogs behind a fence if your dog is nervous. And so these commands help teach your dog that when the world around them is scary or puts stress or pressure on them, they can look to you for guidance, which increases your respect and your trust and your connection with your dog. If you don't have this connection, this trust, this respect, this habit with these dogs every day of taking care of them and walking them and requiring obedience of them, then you're going to have to use a lot more force. And by force, I just mean physical force to get the dog to listen to you and to obey you. While we are not opposed to using levels of force here at my company, we strive to make sure that the force is as minimal as possible and that our trust and respect and connection is as high as possible. The second secret is that dog trainers rely on dog body language. What I mean by this is when we are out doing evaluations, doing consultations, doing lessons, we are paying attention to the body language of the dog. We are paying attention to their eyes, their ears, their stiffness, their tail. We are paying attention to how they are interacting with the world. So it's not just about sit and down and come and stay. What a dog trainer is doing is we are watching to see how the dog takes in information from their surroundings. We are watching to see how the dog processes the information. And then we are watching to see how the dog decides to react to the information that they are processing. A few examples of this could be whale eye. This means you see the whites of the dog's eyes. This is generally telling us that the dog is anxious and nervous and trying to take in as much information as possible about their surroundings by widening their eyes. So when you see the whites of your dog's eyes, this may mean that the dog is anxious and nervous. Another sign that we pay particular attention to is if the dog licks their lips. This means that the dog is stressed or anxious or nervous. You will often see a dog licking their lips in those cute baby videos when you see babies bouncing on the dogs or pulling at the dog's face. You'll see whale eye and you will see lip licking. This is definitely a sign that the dog is anxious, nervous, and stressed. The third secret that all dog trainers know is that we use positive reinforcement and punishment. Yes, I did say it. I did say punishment. A good dog trainer worth their salt will know how to use positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement means we add something into the behavior to get what we want. So it can be praise, it can be food, it can be petting, it can be verbal. We add positive reinforcement into what we want the dog to continue to do. And we also use punishment or correction to remove behaviors that we are seeing. All that this means is that we make a certain action or behavior a little bit uncomfortable so the dog will stop, the dog will think, and the dog will make a better choice next time. A good dog trainer has this secret up their sleeve. They know how to reward positive behavior and we know how to stop negative behavior. The fourth secret is that custom lessons for custom dogs. Here at Be the Boss Dog Training, we do have a set 5-lesson course where we cover crate and place, walk nicely, recall, and public access work. So we do have those 5 lessons. However, those lessons look drastically different depending on what dog we're dealing with, what the owner wants, how old the dog is, what the breed is, and the details surrounding the ownership of this dog. Good dog trainer will customize each lesson depending on the dog and the owner. So here's what I mean by that. We have a lot of herding breeds, and generally when we work with these breeds, these dogs are eager to please, they're willing to do what we ask, and so obedience is not really an issue. They learn crate, they learn place, they learn walk nicely, they learn all these commands very, very well. We generally will customize these lessons depending on how anxious or nervous the dog is, depending on how much drama we get with the dog, and depending on the relationship with their owner, and also depending on what the owner wants with their dog. For some lessons, we even go to our client's workplace, and we even have the lessons in the client's workplace. Another example of customizing the lesson is if the owner has a husky or a sled dog or a working dog breed. Sometimes these dogs are very independent thinkers. They challenge the owners, they ask them, why should we do that? And they end up manipulating the owners. So a lot of these lessons are obedience based and are based more on teaching the owner the psychology of the dog. This means teaching the owner the dog is doing what we ask them to do, but are we getting that surrender? Are we getting that what would you like us to do? Instead of a dog who is just saying, oh, fine, okay, I guess I'll do it. The fifth secret is knowing that the environment plays a huge role on the dog's behavior. So what do I mean when I say this? I mean that a dog who knows sit and down and stay and come inside your house, you may not get the same results when you're outside the house around distractions. The environment outside the house is louder, there's new sounds, smells, and sights, and the dog might be more distracted than they are when they are inside your home. A good trainer knows to evaluate what is going on around, whether it's in the house or outside the house, or even whether there's an extra person in the room that is not normally there, or even if the dog responds differently to one family member than to another family member. A good dog trainer knows the secret to pay attention to the surroundings, the people, the sounds, the smells, and to use them to facilitate training or to remove some of the surroundings to facilitate training as well. A good dog trainer also knows how to work a dog through distractions. So in some cases, we will remove the environment, we will move to a calmer area, and as soon as the dog knows commands, knows what we're asking them to do, then we will reintroduce the distractions and work with the distractions instead. A good dog trainer will always keep an eye on the environment, on the surroundings, and keep their client and their dog safe and facilitate growth through the training process. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the 5 secrets that dog trainers know. Please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.